Hey Cancer, welcome to the Forgiving Tarot. This is your weekly read for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Do check out your sign scale message that most resonates with you. I'm not telling you what to do. The Oracle's not telling you what to do. Ultimately, you have free will. Therefore, you make the best decision for you and those involved. If you're cross-watching or you yourself, Cancer, feel that the roles are in the reverse, please reverse them. Take what applies and leave what doesn't. It's a general reading, not a private reading, so it may resonate, may not resonate. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating. It is greatly appreciated. Now, for those of you who are new to tarot, okay, you do need to know your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Just go on Google and type in natal chart, just enter your information, and you will get your planetary placements, as well as the person you're dealing with. If you do not know the time of birth, you will not get the correct rising sign. You will get the correct Sun, Moon, and Venus, but not the rising, okay? All right, Cancer, let's take a look. Hopefully good news for you. Ace of Swords. All right, Ace of Swords. All right, we got the Hanged Man, the Two of Swords, and the King of Wands. Funny, Gemini just had the King of Wands as their outcome. Okay, so Pisces energy here. You could have it in your chart or be dealing with one. It doesn't have to be, but with the Ace of Swords here, some kind of truth and clarity, some kind of aha moment is happening. Consciousness is what it's called in this deck. So the Ace of Swords is this realization of something, this clarity. You're seeing things for what they are. Or it's possible here that there is a decision that needs to be made with the Two of Swords here, where you're torn between what to do. So, excuse me. The person that you're dealing with, they have the Hanged Man. This can go vice versa. So with the Hanged Man, it's called new vision. It's seeing a different side of the coin. It's seeing a different perspective, possibly because somebody here has gained clarity. Now it could be a turnaround where somebody comes back because they realize, Cancer, I love you, blah, 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 right? All that old story that you already know, Cancer. And so the Hanged Man is also this energy of purposely being stuck because they want to see the other side of a situation. Now, this person could be feeling stuck within your energy, like unable to let you go. And you might be feeling the same way with the Two of Swords here. But I almost feel like for some of you, you've cut out communication, but there's still something within that you want to say. There's still like 2 cents that you want to put in. I almost feel like this person is kind of willing to listen. So if you do say something to them and then they react in a negative way, or they're like, it doesn't mean that they're not listening. You got what I'm saying? So King of Wands, your outcome, Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo. It's possible that it's a new person that's coming into your life, but this is also an energy of somebody who builds, who takes action. It's an alpha energy, so it's a male energy, whether you're male or female, but it means it's a go-getting energy, because a female energy is more receptive while the male energy is the giver kind of thing. So if we look at it in terms of old times, right? So the man goes out hunting, provides, and make sure that things are taken care of financially and that everyone survives, right? Survival mode, that's usually the male thing, survival. As for the women, is more the moon side of things, the more emotional and whatnot, caring, nurturing, things are taken care of that are like the children, the home. The home is a nurturing feeling, right? It's a mother-like thing. You go home, you feel comforted, right? You're outside of your home, you're just like, yeah, I'd rather be in my home. It's something like getting a hug from a mother. And being provided for is like getting a hug from a father. So the King of Wands is a masculine energy where somebody here is willing to put work towards what it is they desire. Let me take a look at the cards that fell off. Okay, I'm going to look at them right now on the floor. We got the Two of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, you might have it in your chart dealing with one. All right. Okay. So let's take a look. So here we go. Queen of Pentacles, flowering, isolation, and friendliness. Okay. So somebody here seems to be very brokenhearted over this relationship. Something here has happened, a disappointment, a third party, whatever the Three of Swords is for you. But with the Queen of Pentacles being here, it's a very nurturing energy. All right, I feel like I'm taking too long. Let's take a look at the Ace of Swords. What is this Ace of Swords here? Somebody here could have been receiving some kind of truth, and this is what's making them see the other side of the coin, making them look at the situation in a new perspective here. Hierophant, Taurus energy, 7 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords with the 4 of Cups here. So the truth of the matter is, if this is a marriage, there was, okay, 7 of Cups in this deck is called projection. Oof. Okay, let me talk about the Hierophant here, because this is strong here. It's called no-thingness, because the Hierophant is an energy that is this giver. He's a giver of spiritual knowledge. He's a guru. He teaches people and leads people in the right way, right? That's what it's supposed to signify. Now, the Hierophant can be seen as somebody like in a higher place, like in a higher, at a higher level, because they have all this wisdom, right? So it's almost like when people see like a religious figure, a pope, or I don't know, I can't even think of anything else, but whatever. It's just, that's what came to mind, because that's what the Hierophant is anyway. So somebody can look at this spiritual leader and think, well, because they have all this wisdom, that they're supposed to be better or whatever. And then people get scandalized when this person turns out to be just a regular Joe Bob, you know? And they're like, well, you were supposed to have this spiritual wisdom. Yes, they are. And yes, they're supposed to be an example. But at the same time, we need to understand that they're just regular people who have the same feelings as we do. And this is what it means by no-thingness. It means that this spiritual leader, when you are wise, you need to also come to the understanding that that wisdom is not for your own glory, as we can say. That wisdom is to be spread and shared for the glory of others, for others to glorify within themselves. Does this make any sense? I don't even like using the word glory, because it just seems way too, it's sounding a little bit too religious for me. And it's not that I have anything against religion, absolutely not. But it's just, I don't know. It's the only word that's coming to me, so bear with me, please. So the Hierophant here, right, when it's a spiritual lesson, this is when you come to the realization that you are nothing and you are everything at the same time. Yes, contradictory, I know. It's all about Zen, though, if you guys are into that. So you would definitely understand. So this nothingness is about the ego. The ego, it's dropping the ego. But at the same time, we can't really completely drop the ego, because we need it. There needs to be a balance, everything in moderation. It's not just completely detaching and just being a spiritual being, because then I feel like there'd be no purpose on being on earth if you're just a spiritual being. I mean, then your purpose would be to guide other people. And also, if that's the case, then if you have many planets in the 12th house, and for this you need to know your time of birth, because then it gives you the correct house placements. The planets will be in the correct house, but it won't be in the correct sign, because you don't know your rising sign. Your rising sign would be the first house. Sorry if it's getting too confusing. Okay, so if you have a lot of planets in your 12th house, then that's definitely your thing here. You are definitely sent here to be spiritual, and you might feel like an outcast from the rest of the world because nothing is fulfilling you, and that is the point. Because your fulfillment is spiritually. It's not through the physical realm, okay? And this is why the 12th house, being that it is originally, if we like to look at the original placements, would be Pisces. And this is why Pisces has a very difficult time with addictions and escapism, really. Because they know that it's not just this, but they're trying to find their way. But people who are not spiritual, or who don't have these understandings, they can't find their way. So they think that I need to escape through other means to feel fulfilled, when in reality you will feel fulfilled following a spiritual path or being spiritual and all of these things. Woo! Lots of talking here. Anyway, so there might have been a marriage where you guys have projected towards each other and somebody's coming to this realization. Somebody here might have felt stuck in a situation very much in their head because they don't know how to fix this relationship, but there is some clarity that's coming about. Okay, there could also been some truth that came towards this. There could have been a Taurus involved. There could have been other options involved. Somebody here could have been extremely confused and now they're feeling conflicted, maybe even guilty over things that have happened. What is the Hanged Man? Why is the Hanged Man here? We have the Magician, Ace of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So existence, the sword, and the source, and mind. And at the bottom of the deck is Judgment, beyond illusion. Cancer, I don't know who you're dealing with. This could be your energy here, but somebody here is going through some kind of spiritual awakening. Somebody here is absolutely gaining a huge perspective on their life. Now, it could be that somebody here is manifesting a new beginning, a reconciliation. They want to communicate with you. Somebody here might have their eye on you, wanting to begin something. Yeah, this could be a reconciliation, judgment, justice, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this realization. Now, if this is not a comeback around, it's not a reconciliation, somebody here is having this aha moment that they can have something stable with you. Not only can it be passionate, but it could also be stable. All right, why is the Two of Swords here for Cancer? For some of you, this Two of Swords is about elevating yourself as well, where you are detaching from ideas of society or ideas of how you grew up. What used to be considered correct for you is now not correct for you, and kind of like in this mindset of changing, detaching from old self to new self. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. So for some of you, you're still holding on to that and not elevating master to master level, which is this completion. Awareness behind that as well. Okay, what fell? King of Cups. Here you are. Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. For some of you, you're in this mode of, do I leave this or do I give in? If you're still in this relationship. If you're still holding on to the relationship, there is an energy here of, can I heal this situation? Should I become single? Nine of Pentacles. Am I ready to let go? It almost like healing and ripeness. I think your healing process, either you're about to complete it or you have completed it. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is compromise. Okay? So again, this balance between the yin and the yang. I'm saying again because I thought I mentioned this to you, unless I mentioned it to Gemini. And we do have the twins here too. So it's a balance within yourself here. Bringing back your confidence, emotionally healing yourself. Possibly not making a decision yet because you're still going through this healing process. If you're dealing with a new person, then that's the case. You know, it might be that you want to work things out, meaning you want to take things slow, see what this person has to offer you, what they can give to you, as well as you to them. So with the King of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Pentacles, with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So now we have a matching pair here. Receptivity, the Queen of Cups. The receiving love and the giving of love as well, you know. She's open to these emotions. She's a feeler. This is why she's intuitive, because she's open to feeling all of these things. And on top of that, we have the High Priestess, which is the ultimate intuitive card. Sorrow, inner voice, and maturity. So any kind of suffering that has brought you, that has been brought to you, has led you to this place of maturity. Cancer, like for some of you, not everyone is dealing with the Gemini, but for some of you, you're straight up dealing with the Gemini because they got these two exact cards. in the same position is what I mean. So Pisces energy here with the High Priestess. But there seems to be here a situation where somebody is very much stuck in their head, trying to listen to their intuition, trying to figure out what is it. And there's a new beginning here with the Ace of Pentacles, something much more mature. Now, this could be a realization of love. Four of Swords, Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So there's something here, definitely, you're trying to relax, or the other person, maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, but somebody here is very much in their head. They're very stressed over the situation. They could have blocked you here because of the fact that they're literally mentally very conflicted here. They might be receiving a lot of downloads, and if they're not a very spiritual person, they might not be comprehending the situation and the reality of things. So it's becoming a little too much for them. So it could be that they're needing to rest here and needing to really focus on the self, on a healthier mind. For some, this individual here is not communicating with you and trying, but they really want to. And others of you, this person, this air sign wants to fight for the connection, but they're not making a move, but they really want to. Unless they haven't been making a move and now they're going to get up and do something about it. And for some of you, this person has approached you for a reconciliation, but you're the one that's in your head saying, I don't know if this is something that I want to relive again. Four of Wands. Yeah, trying to make things stable again. Of the past. Emperor. Aries energy. Doesn't have to be an Aries. It could just be somebody here who is trying to take hold of the situation here. And they want to come back to this. Now, there's others of you that there could be somebody here who is waiting for you. They might be feeling left out in the cold here. If there is someone, if that's resonating with you, that part. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Queen of Wands here as well. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So moment to moment traveling and sharing. So this is definitely loving yourself, okay? Taking it step by step, living in the moment, being mindful, sharing of the gifts that you have. So if you are a good person, then just being good to others, volunteering, or maybe your kids have some kind of function at school and doing something like that, because the fact that you're just very nurturing, and that is already a natural trait for you, and you like to give and you like to make people feel at home, because Cancer is the fourth house of home and motherhood. Okay, so even male Cancers will feel like this very motherly, they have this motherly nature to them as well. Doesn't mean that they're mothers, it just means that it's just whatever, it just is what it is. Anyway, so definitely sharing that goodness. I really feel like this is also a time to take for yourself. For some, there might be communication where that somebody here that might have been juggling the idea of being with you, they're coming to communicate with you. And the Queen and King of Wands are both here. And the King and Queen of Cups are both here. So I feel like this is a person here that you have been dealing with. Let's take out an oracle. Where are we at? 19 minutes already. Cancer, why didn't you tell me something? I'm just kidding. All right, what is the oracle here for Cancer, please? In regards to the spread. Oh, perfect. We got 3, just flew out like this. We have express your love, children, and codependency. So, for some, you have children here. You might feel codependent to a situation because of the fact that you have children. You might just technically be codependent because of childhood traumas. So definitely look back at your history, meaning your past in your childhood. For some of you, it would be a good idea if you don't know what codependency is, or you have like a general idea, but you want to get more information or about narcissists, definitely check out on YouTube. There are many people that do it. One in particular that I like is Stephanie Lynn, and Lynn is Lyn, just one N. She talks a lot about this, and so sometimes codependency, we get into these relationships because we've dealt with a parent who had a hard time dealing with codependency as well, okay? Or you had a narcissistic parent, and so then that kind of transformed into a codependency. All right, what does this express your love for Cancer? Why do they need to express their love? Ace of Swords, there we go again. Ten of Swords, wow. Could be a Leo, or could definitely be an air sign, because 3 swords showing up here. And Strength card here. So strength within yourself. This is also about pride. So it could be letting down pride and whatnot. There's a situation here where somebody wants to deliver some kind of truth, some kind of message, or maybe it's the person you're dealing with. They need to kind of grow a pair and come towards you and express their love to you or their truth to you, because Ace of Swords and then the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords in this deck is called Rebirth. And it's funny that's a child, because we have children here, so you could have been dealing with an individual, or maybe even you yourself was acting very childish, or it was in this very childlike mode, but in a rebellious way, okay? Not this pure energy of children. But if you see, the camel is somebody who just follows the crowd. They're not awakened. Then we have the lion, which gets this kind of glimpse of awakening and then rebels against all of this, and because they know that something is not right. But then out of that grows this pure child, where it's not about rebelling, it's not about following the crowd, it's just about being the pure you and being peace and delivering your peace to all. Okay, if that makes any sense. And then we have the Page of Swords, which is the mind. So somebody here could be very much in their mind about expressing love to you or you to them. What is the Children's card? I made a cup of coffee and I think I left it in the kitchen. 9 of Swords, 5 of Wands, Death, and Hermit. So Scorpio, Virgo energy here. For some of you who have children, it's possible that your children are keeping to themselves, like they might feel conflicted about the situation. So needing to talk to them about it. Now, how do we talk to our children about this? I don't know if I said this to you before or if I said this to another sign. It is very important not to paint a bad picture of their parent, which would be your partner or your ex-partner or whatever. Children have a very different idea. You know, your partner could have been a complete piece of crap to you and they deserve the worst, right? But when it comes to children, it's different. They didn't deal with that. And even if they did, they're seeing it through a different lens. They're not seeing it through the same lens as you. So when we speak bad, we are looking bad, okay? And it's not only that, because it could be that you're just letting out your suffering and your children are listening to this, but it's oh my God, how do I explain this? It's very complicated. It's very complicated. Children have this very openness to love. So they love even if somebody is hurting them. So if they had a very narcissistic mother, the child is still going to love the narcissistic mother. There will be complications as they grow. The relationship will turn different, yes. Or they had a very I don't know, alcoholic father, or they had an abusive father. Children, now you might have experienced this and now you're like, no, I don't like that parent. But when you were a child, you might not even remember, because if it was so traumatic, you don't even want to feel that anymore. You love them to a point that it got you to another point where you started to kind of even hate yourself for loving this person, because you know that they were so toxic. But the point is to have, it's so difficult because not everyone is going to understand this. The point is to have compassion, because we don't know why somebody is like that. Like we can know, but we don't really know because we're not in their shoes. We don't know what that person is thinking. Can that person have a little bit of self-control? It is so easy to be like, you need to control yourself. Yeah, it's easy to say that. They can even say it to themselves. But when you are attached to an addiction or to a behavior that you are unable to let go, sometimes people want to change, but they don't know how. Or sometimes they try and these methods don't work, because methods aren't for the general public. It can work for many, but it will not work for all. What is the point of this? The point is to, if your children are going through a difficult time because you and your partner are going through a difficult time, it's about letting them express their feelings, for one, okay? Maybe even asking them their opinion. What do you think should be done? What do you think mom needs to do? What do you think dad needs to do? And be completely unbiased. Don't shut out their opinions. Don't make them feel bad. Don't be like, oh, but this. No, just sit there and listen. Just zip it and listen, because that's what they need. They need to let out these feelings, because the Nine of Swords is all mental conflict, and it can create a tower here, an explosion where they become rebellious, and then you're like, why are you rebellious? And it's all because they never let out their feelings. Or 27 minutes. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, Cancer. Let me keep going. I'm sorry I shouted. You guys probably were like, oh my gosh. Anyway, also with the children, Five of Wands, Death, Hermit card. It could also be here where there's a lot of conflict and kids are involved in the situation. And you need to really think twice before you argue with a partner in front of them, or to think, or you might be saying, I try, but they don't want to. Then you need to hold your tongue, okay? As hard as it is, you need to don't engage in the argument. You can listen, you can look at them, but try as hard as you can not to engage, because it's only going to fuel the fire and it's worse for the kids. For some reason, the Nine of Wands is in the reverse for codependency, Strength card, and the Hierophant. This is a life lesson that is being taught to you. Quite frankly, you're exhausted from the situation. You don't even want to give it another shot. You don't want to put up with this bullshit anymore. There I go again. I did not want to say the BS fully. Strength card, it's making you stronger. You're braver than you think you know, than you think you are. And you are coming to this realization. You are detaching yourself from codependency. This relationship has come to help you understand what is codependency, why I'm in a codependent relationship, and what I can do to heal myself, not the other person, to heal myself, to elevate, to either get away from this or to keep moving forward in a more positive way. Cancer, I'm going to leave it there before it turns into 30 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. Comment down below if you've resonated and if you've watched the whole video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.